It's unbelievable. Before we jump into anything else, how about this?
Brazil. Here's Clark. Wow! You bet! From beyond the logo!
What if the most talked about rookie in basketball history is already reshaping an entire league before even playing her first official game? That's exactly what's unfolding with Caitlin Clark, the sharpshooting phenom from Iowa, whose presence alone is driving up broadcast deals, ticket prices, and even tensions. Records are falling so fast, blink and you'll miss one. Turn away, and all you'll hear are excuses trying to downplay it. But keep watching, and it becomes clear. This is about more than just a deep three from the logo. It's the start of something far bigger.
The fever destroyed the Brazilian national team. Brazilian national team, by the way, showed a ton of class.
The summer of 2024 blurred into 6 a.m. alarms and empty gyms, not beaches. Caitlin Clark's rookie salary could have bought her endless days in the sun, but she chose hardwood floors and fluorescent lights instead. After a lingering leg issue, trainers rebuilt her core and shaved a tenth of a second off her release time. One drill became an obsession: Steph Curry's 5-spot, 25-make routine in under 3 minutes. By mid-August, Clark was doing it in 2:42 dead sprints, soaked in sweat, with no cameras around. That speed would matter later, when defenders thought they had time, only to find the ball already flying. While most pros add range, Clark added altitude. In private scrimmages at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, she was casually hitting shots from 35 feet like they were free throws. By the end of training camp, teammates didn't gasp anymore. It was just another weapon. And because greatness always demands more, she worked the other end too. Sideline to sideline closeouts that had coaches checking their fitness trackers. Quiet work, loud results, but whispers from camp only travel so far. The real test came with a homecoming, early May, Iowa City. Every hotel within 20 miles sold out in 48 hours. Carver Hawkeye Arena's resale market exploded $40. Tickets from last year were now going for $440, an unheard of price for any preseason game. Local radio hosts joked about taking second mortgages just to sit in the rafters. Outside, fans in black and gold sweaters wrapped around the arena at dawn, holding homemade three-point queen posters. When Clark jogged out for warm-ups, the sound hit like a freight train. Nobody cared that it was just an nostalgia collided with pro-level anticipation, and the result was electric. Kids on parents' shoulders screamed for a logo shot. She gave them one's wish. Net barely moved. 1,000 phones caught the arc, but the roar drowned out the replay. 90 minutes later, the lights dimmed and the real fireworks began. But a full house was only half the story. Across the court stood the Brazilian national team no warm-up act. They came with Olympic dreams and a reputation for switching everything on defense. It didn't matter.
Brazil, their coaching had no answer whatsoever for Caitlin Clark.
From the opening tip, the fever ran Brazil ragged. Caitlin Clark's very first touch set the tone. A hesitation left, a crossover right, one step of space, and a 31-foot dagger that stunned even the scoreboard operator just 12 seconds into the game. By halftime, Iowa had completely lost its mind. The lead had ballooned to 30. By the final buzzer, it was 64.
To the best of their ability, and they could not do anything to stop her. They couldn't do anything not only to stop her, to stop the team when she was on the floor.
Clark racked up 16 points in just 18 minutes, but the stat that turned heads was her plus 45. Brazil's coach could only shrug, admitting, "We threw every coverage we knew, and she shot right over it." Even the opposing players didn't sulk. They waited patiently after the horn, lining up to get jerseys signed. While the basketball world recognized what had just happened, some outside voices scrambled for a different angle. That's when longtime reporter Roberto Rodriguez stepped in, known for her provocative takes. Within an hour of the final buzzer, she blamed Brazil's loss on jet lag, early bus rides, and logistical confusion. The internet pounced. One viral reply read, "Funny, they looked wide awake, dancing during warm-ups." Another quipped, "Indiana played an OT game yesterday, shouldn't they be tired?" Soon, hashtag no excuses was trending. Rodriguez doubled down at midnight, calling her critics xenophobic and questioning the intelligence of Clark's fanbase, only fueling the fire. By morning, national sports shows weren't breaking down the game, they were unpacking the backlash. Ironically, the louder the dismissal, the more viral Clark's highlights became. Her split of a double team, her no-look bullet pass to Aaliyah Boston, her logo range 3. The attempted discredit only made the performance feel more legendary. Behind the scenes, a different kind of super team was forming. Stephanie White returned to the Fever sideline with a mission: push the pace, never let defenders breathe. Players dubbed each other Avengers. Clark, of course, was Hawkeye. Every teammate brought their own superpower. White's playbook looked like one long heat map, green zones everywhere. Her message to newcomers was simple: If you hesitate, you sit. Nobody wants the bench. Media day felt less like an intro and more like a warning. Boston grinned and said, the schedule makers better love cardio. Clark added, we're not waiting 5 years for relevance, we're on the clock. Now, networks took notice. When the WNBA dropped its 2025 slate, jaws dropped with it. 41 of the Fever's 44 games would air nationally, shattering every previous record. Analysts coined it the Caitlin Clark tax. If you want ratings, you pay. Advertisers swarmed. A wearable tech company outbid 3 rivals for a jersey patch by quadrupling the league's previous record. Ticket searches spiked 300% in a week. Streaming subscriptions doubled within 48 hours. Season ticket invoices hit inboxes and sold out in 4 minutes. Phenomenon started to feel like an understatement, but with the tidal wave of attention came the undertow doubts, criticisms, and the oldest debate in sports, fair or favored. Online forums questioned if Clark's stardom was padded by factors outside her control, her race, her orientation, her Midwestern charm. Every dime she dropped at Iowa, someone whispered that a black player wouldn't get the same shine. Every time she barked at a ref, freeze frames went viral, accusing her of acting like a spoiled teenager. The implication hung heavy. She's great, but maybe the hype has a convenient complexion. Clark has heard it all. Her response remained steady. I can't dribble differently to make everyone comfortable, she told a local radio station. All I can do is hoop, respect the game, and let the rest sort itself out. So far, the rest includes sold-out arenas, record ratings, and box scores the size of phone books. Whether the criticism is justified or just noise is a debate. That won't end this season, but on the court, the scoreboard keeps telling the truth. And the most important chapter, that one's still being written.
There's not a single National Basketball Association player that is moving the needle anywhere close to this right now.
A preseason beatdown guarantees nothing once the standings reset to 0-0. But history offers a clear lesson. When great players enter a league already carrying the torch, it doesn't take long for them to ignite something bigger. The Indiana Fever have transformed from a forgotten franchise into must-watch television almost overnight.
What is the ceiling for this Indiana Fever team? So many new additions, great former additions. The ball was moving, the passes were popping. What is possible for this group this year?
Yeah, a championship, that's our goal, and I think working every single day.
So here we are in the EV of a rookie season being treated like a blockbuster sequel. Will the hype deliver, or will the harsh gravity of pro-level defenses bring the story crashing back to earth? Here's a thought worth sitting with. Hype is just a down payment. The real proof is in the hardware, and for all the noise orbiting Caitlin Clark's name, she's never been satisfied with applause alone. The season is coming. The lights will be blinding. The targets on her back will glow in neon. Place your bets, or keep rewriting the narrative either way. The next chapter tips off soon, and the clock, as always, is ticking. And when the Fever are firing on all cylinders, they're not just tough to beat, they're almost impossible to stop.